So indeed, good afternoon. We're gathered here for the purposes of allowing Michelle Seismic, who works for You Give Goods, to share the experiences that our member schools in the Northeast province have had. You Give Goods is an online platform which facilitates the gathering and deployment of collected goods for canned food drives and mission collection kind of things. So they help sort of, and Michelle, you'll have better language than me, but kind of grease the wheels or smooth out the process and make the communications about it more expansive and available to people online. So for those of you who are in a role in which you may be trying to set up such a drive many times around Thanksgiving or before Christmas, this might be seeds of an idea here that you can use. So having said that, I'm going to turn off my webcam and microphone and turn things over to Michelle Seismic here, okay?
Hi guys, thanks so much, Tim. I appreciate the opportunity to organize this call and have me on, so thank you so much. I just want to welcome everyone for joining the call today. I really appreciate this time. Again, as Tim mentioned, my name is Michelle Seismic. I am the Director of Strategic Partnerships at You Give Goods. My role is basically to support charities nationwide. I work directly with Jesuit schools, public high schools, universities, and corporate sponsors that run collection drives to help serve their community. I just wanted to point out that we're going to run through this PowerPoint pretty quickly, but we're going to run a highlight on that special event, the Great Ignatian Challenge, that we did with that Northeast province this fall for the past 2 years, which was a tremendous success. And then, as Tim mentioned, at the end of this session, we'll just keep a few minutes for any questions or comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this webcam off. Again, thanks for letting me join this, and we'll run through the PowerPoint. Feel free to interject at any moment. I do tend to talk fast, so I'm going to keep my voice slow. Again, I'm really excited to share with you this wonderful cost-free resource to help enhance collection drives at your school this fall. Okay, so basically our mission at You Give Goods is to enhance that engagement between sponsors, donors, and charities. It's a cost-free program, as we keep mentioning, and that's the best part. Most fundraising platforms you do have to pay for, so I just want to make that and stress that this You Give Goods, there's no cost to your charity or to the person running the drive. It takes the bin collection drive to a whole new level because we have advanced technology on our site, and we're going to show you some fun key things that you can do when you create your own custom drive at your school. So again, as Tim had mentioned, this is a free online giving platform. It just helps to make your collection drives easy and more engaging, and of course, more impactful in your community. So the key thing is that we handle all the logistics of getting the goods that were ordered online directly to your charity, or we can ship it directly to your school for our packing event during the holidays. We process all tax receipts, so anyone that makes a purchase on our site will get an immediate tax receipt for their donation to charity. And of course, anyone and everyone can view the results live to see how well your school is doing. Just some quick benefits of the online drive is you get to create your own custom drive page. Of course, I'm here to assist you along the way. I can create that page for you. It literally takes 5 minutes. We have built-in marketing tools, which helps to promote your drive and then allows you to do the online shopping for the goods that are most requested from your charity. The great feature with our on-site online drive is the challenge feature, which means you get to do homeroom competitions or competitions between schools. Just adds kind of a fun element to help motivate students, faculty, and alumni to help raise for a cause. At the end of the drive, I can provide the school with all types of tracking and reporting, which include the donor summary, all of the items raised, the dollar impact, and how it affected your charity. And of course, I'm always in communication with the schools so that if you'd like to coordinate a volunteer event at the school or at the charity, I'm happy to do so and coordinate that with your charity since I know when the goods are being delivered. Okay, I'm just going to run through this quickly, how it works. So the main thing is, let's say you want to set up a food drive for the fall. I would just need to know if it's going to be a food drive and what charity you would like to support and the timing. That's simply all I need to do to go ahead and create a custom drive page for you. But again, anyone can come to our site and click on Start a Drive and start your own page. It's kind of fun for any student leaders in the school that want to just do something on their own. Anyone, anywhere can start that page. We do have over 400 products available to run a collection drive, and you can see those different categories here. The next step is setting up that page, and again, if you'd like to do a challenge in your school between homerooms or set it up between schools like the Ignatian Challenge, I'm happy to help you set that up. The next step is you simply promote your drive. You can use our built-in marketing tools on the page, post it to social media, post it to the high school website, or simply use the email flyer that I forward to you to send out to your faculty, family, and alumni. Step 4 is where, when your drive begins, any of your supporters can easily shop online. Number 5, when all the goods have been donated and the drive ends, it usually takes us up to 15 days to deliver it. Of course, we're located in New Jersey, so any metro schools will get it probably within a 5-day span. Obviously, schools on the West Coast may be up to that 15 days. So you just need to plan for that if there's an event at your charity to know that we need that window. And then lastly, as I mentioned, that personal contact and helping out in person, we can certainly help with coordinating that as well. Live tracking, as I had mentioned earlier, and the summary results. So later, if you come back to this PowerPoint, you can click on Regis to see a little example of how a homeroom challenge was done. It was pretty successful this past year. So again, the benefits of working with You Give Goods for a school sponsor, we just simply make it easy. We handle all the logistics. You really are engaging anyone, anywhere. For example, St. Joe's Prep in Philly has a huge alumni network, and they all jump in when they have an event, and they really, really are excited because everyone likes to join in and support them, which makes the event even more impactful. From a donor perspective, we are fully transparent. So if you're purchasing 12 cans of green beans, that's exactly what's being shipped to the charity. And it's just easy, let's face it, to shop online rather than making your child lug a case of green beans to the school. We'd rather the children and the students celebrate success at the end of the drive for our packing events and interacting with the charity and the distribution of the goods rather than lugging those goods in. For charity, the benefits are that we're delivering exactly the items that they need, and we're eliminating the cost of someone having to actually transport it and sort it. All new goods are delivered in bulk and brand new. Plus, we're helping to raise awareness for this charity. It's on the page, so everyone knows what the charity needs and how we're helping out the community that they serve. Okay, so this is really the last screen that I'd like to talk about, and this is the Great Ignatian Challenge. We've done this for 2 years now with the Northeast Province, as Tim had mentioned. Just to give you a few fun facts, in 2016, we had 5 of the Metro New York City schools participate. They raised over 45,000 items. And in 2017, that, as you can see, we've raised over they raised, not we. The schools raised over 57,000 items, which is absolutely incredible. So this is what a front challenge page looks like, and I've just included, when it breaks it down, this goes right below that screen. So as you can see, Xavier High School, they did a homeroom challenge, so they had a really successful event. Same with Regis, they supported 1 food pantry. Fairfield Prep, this is their first year joining on, and they decided to support 3 different charities, which I think is wonderful. So you can support as many charities as you like. And at the end of the drive, what we try to do is I can either create their own buttons for each charity, or we can evenly distribute the goods. It's really based on the needs of the charity. Fordham likes to do a lot of their collections in-house, so they decided to open up this at the very end of the Great Ignatian Challenge. So as you can see, they have a minimal items donated, which is still terrific. So either way, whether you're doing the collection bins in your school or you're adding that online compliment link, it's a great way to support your charities. Just one other thing I wanted to mention before we go into any questions or comments is, according to the Jesuit high schools that I have worked with in the past, Most of them say that collection bin drives often carry the burden of logistics. We all know for school faculty members that there's a lot of time involved, and you don't necessarily have that capacity to store all those donations. So that's important to note. And then also that the assortment of goods received online, or I'm sorry, the assortment of goods that are received in collection bins are not always ideal for the end recipient. For example, you know, we all have good intentions, but sometimes we don't have control of what people are donating. So you may end up donating 20 cans of peanut butter when that's really a high need, and we may end up needing a lot more green beans, fruits, and vegetables. So basically, the online giving platform, why it was such a huge success here with the Great Ignatian Challenge, is that it really makes collection drives simple, engaging, because you can engage more people away from you know, your school, and it's personalized. We set up a custom drive to really support that charity in there and support them with most needed products. So I'm just going to state a few other things with some lasting thoughts for you guys that, you know, again, the online drive allows you more time to interact with your charity and celebrate the success of your drive. A few schools I've worked with, they've invited a member for the charity to come out and speak and just tell the school and the community how appreciative they are for raising all those goods and how it's helped their community members. Again, no more do we have to have students lugging in heavy cases of canned goods. Of course, if you want to still have collection bins, you can. We just recommend that the online link is a way for giving them options to donate. If they don't want to send it in with their students, they can certainly donate online. There's the ability to run that friendly competition between homerooms and other schools. As you can see here, it's really built up the momentum, and it really made a huge impact from 2016 to 2017. I love the fact that we can track the donations as we go. So, for example, if New York Common Pantry says, you know what, you've already donated over 3,000 cans of peanut butter, I think we need more shelf-stable product or milk or cereal, I'm able to adjust that drive as we go so we can shut off that peanut butter and add other items that they may need, which is a key part of having the online link. It's just really helpful, and we're paying attention to the charity needs. And again, city schools have a huge capacity issue, so I think the city schools had the best response with this, because we were able to ship partial goods to the school for an event and then the rest direct to charity in time for Thanksgiving. So that's kind of what I wanted to say, and my last slide here is just information on contacting us. That's my direct phone number, and I'd love to hear from any of you anytime throughout the year. If you think you're going to run an event or want to test out the site with a food event, remember, if you raise 1 can of goods or 1,000 cans of goods, you're definitely helping out your charity the best way possible. So Tim, I'm going to end there. I know that might have been quick, but I don't want to give you guys too much information and overwhelm you.
Michelle, thank you. It very well paced, to be sure, because there's a lot of possibilities here. I would like to give people an opportunity to question and comment. I'm going to turn everybody's microphones on. There you go, Myrna. But before doing so, I do want to make sure, for posterity's sake in this recording, this is, while You Give Goods is based out of the East Coast of the United States, the capacity to set this up for an operations in Canada exists as well. So that would touch all parts of our assistancy there, which is a good thing. I want to say that. We don't, with the small number here, Christopher and Myrna, if you have questions, now is a great time to ask them.
I don't have any.
I think I have a few questions, if that's all right, Myrna.
Sure, of course.
Okay. So, and maybe some of these are kind of poking at the fine details, but you know, are there? Is this all for like physical good donations? You know, is it you're buying soup cans and you're buying gifts, or all physical goods, or is there any component where it's just you're raising money that can be donated?
So that's a great question, and thank you for bringing that up. Yes, we are not a fundraising platform for monetary donations. It's strictly for raising in-kind donations, which is goods. So yes, anything that is raised on the site is strictly goods. However, we know that charities do need cash, so there are times where we'll add a link to the drive page to say if you'd like to give a monetary donation, you can do so and follow this link. It's simply a hyperlink that goes directly to the charity. We can't monitor that, of course. We have no idea who's donating to them. It's just a hyperlink to go right to their organization. And it's kind of nice because anyone that's coming to this page will know and learn more about the charity from that hyperlink and can donate money if they'd like. So again, it's all about giving your donors options and ways to contribute. The Great Ignatian Challenge was strictly about counting pounds of food, so that's why it was all just in-kind donations. But that's what the site is about. It's raising in-kind donations, which is good for charity.
And do they have to be like a recognized charity, like a 503c? Just because we are, the drive that we run during Christmas time is for a partner school, for a grade school.
Okay.
So I wasn't sure if that's, you know,
So
like
that's
need to
another
pull
great
up
question,
a page.
Christopher.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So yes, our site, whenever a drive comes through, whether someone sets it up on their own or if I'm setting it up, it must be for a registered 501c3 charity or a place of worship or a school. So to answer your question, if you're raising for another school, you can absolutely do that on our site. We just try to validate that it is a school or place of worship or a registered charity. Like, for example, you know, we may have people come on and try to raise items for a family. In that case, we cannot. But what we try to do is to help them locate a local charity where they can raise those goods for the charity and then, of course, distribute it to that family in need.
Great.
Okay.
One last question before I just got to pop out. I think you kind of touched on this towards the end there, kind of like that rallying around a cause effect when you have these kind of donations or drives. And because initially I was thinking, well, you know, having that, like the physical, you know, all the barrels of cans, like that can be both a reminder for students to donate. But how do you guys kind of make up for that or make sure that it's not lost?
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up as well, because that was one of the points that Fordham used to say that in New York City, that, you know, our kids really love seeing the overflowing bins of food, and that helps to motivate us. So my response is, I think that's terrific. If that's the way you've always been running collection drives, go ahead and do that. And if you'd like to test out the online link, let's serve it as a way to complement your food drive and start there. But I can tell you from when we started the Great Ignatian Challenge, majority of the schools went all virtual because they just found that having that challenge feature actually enticed and motivated people to donate more. But again, I think you don't want to lose that hands-on element. So if that's a big part of your school and rallying around a cause, and, you know, if you ever want to talk to Leo Vaccaro at St. Joseph's Prep, you'll see what we do. We do all virtual drives with them, but they always have a huge event in their gym. And what we do is we deliver all the goods directly to them, and the kids get involved, and they pack Thanksgiving food baskets, for example. And it's so nice because every basket is packed the same when they go ahead and hand it out, you know, after their services. So that's where the hands-on element comes in. We deliver everything in bulk, brand new. Every assortment looks beautiful because it's all the same that's being handed out. And the kids really love it because they're celebrating everything that was raised. And we even deliver frozen turkeys to the Philadelphia school, where think about that volunteer that was running that collection drive. They would have to go out and somehow get 300 frozen turkeys the day they're planning to distribute. So we make it really simple for them, where it's already there. The frozen turkeys happen to be delivered before the day of the event, whereas all the other goods are delivered the week before. And the kids spend the time celebrating and doing the packing event and then distributing it. They do a march where they deliver the food out in the streets. So hopefully that answers your question.
Christopher and Myrna, Michelle and I talked about this because while it's nice to move this online to a virtual so it can be impact and be, you know, connected to more people, you don't want to move it so far out of the building that it becomes an afterthought, or will it, you know, it's not a matter of an effort that's core to our principles of generosity. In other words, you don't want to offshore the whole concept. So, but I think she has answered that pretty well insofar as there's no problem continuing to collect, you know, dry goods, canned goods, or supplies in a manual way, but the You Give Goods platform can be running simultaneously, and then at the end, the collected supplies can be sent to the school. for packaging or for identification of the fact that, we're trying to make a difference here. So it gives kids a sense of the scale of it and the undertaking of it. So I think that's well sort of taken care of by You Give Goods.
And other thing I just wanted to quickly mention, Tim, is that a lot of times I know for your community service, there are lots of programs that you do throughout the year where you do fundraising. So I think it's kind of fun to offer your donors and family members different ways to donate to different charities. So for example, for one event, you may strictly be fundraising money. And for another event, you may be bringing in goods. And I really do encourage that. It's fun for the kids to have all different types of events throughout the year. So maybe one you're collecting pillows, and in one case we did coats and mittens and hats. And then for your Thanksgiving event, maybe you run it simultaneously, collection bins and virtual. So it's completely up to you. And any school that wants to call me and have a conversation, I'm happy to. We want to make it successful for the charity. That's the bottom line. And however we get to that is how we do it. Whether it's collection bins or online, we're here to help. This is a free marketing page. So again, if we donate 1 can of good or 1,000 cans, we're helping the charity in any way we can, and we're creating exposure about the charity and their needs, and I think that's what's most important.
I think it's great. I mean, we obviously at Belen, we haven't used anything like this. I actually have a canned goods drive going on right now because I'm the person that puts together our mission trip for the summer.
Great.
Our boys at the end of junior year can sign up and go on a mission trip, and we take a container. We actually ship a container ahead of time with goods that we collect, and we then distribute to the port town and a different town every year in the Dominican Republic. And this year our canned food drive is not going very well. I mean, it's too late now because I collect in a week and I send the container off in a week and a half.
Okay.
But this I think will be a great idea for next year because it's something innovative, something we haven't done before.
Sure, absolutely. And keep in mind, it takes 5 minutes to set up a page. So if you're in a crunch and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this does not take long to coordinate. I set up drives all day long with huge corporate sponsors. So for me to set up a page for you, if you're in a crunch, just give us a call. We can easily help out. And then remember that email alert flyer. Is this Myrna speaking?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. So just want to let you know that the email alert flyer is wonderful because let's say I create a page for you in 5 minutes. This email alert that you send out to everyone reminds them, hey, don't forget to drop off cans in school, or if you don't get a chance to, you can quickly donate online and we'll get the goods right to the charity, for your mission trip. So yeah, it's a great idea for next year.
Right. Okay, perfect. I'm so glad I tuned into this.
Thank you.
Lastly, Michelle, in the interest of transparency, You Give Goods makes their money by?
Okay, wonderful question. So we buy all of our goods at wholesale and we sell it at an everyday retail price. So we can't compete with, say, Costco or Sam's, but think about, people donating. They have to drive to Costco, they have to bring it back to the school.
Oh, yes.
That with a competitive retail price. So it's the margin that funds our business, allows us to offer it on the site, give you these marketing tools, and then of course we pay for shipping. We deliver it directly to the charity or to your school.
Okay. I mean, this is for our school. This would be it's a great tool because we're a very big campus. So, for instance, the kids lugging, and the kids are very pampered, not by us. By this generation is extremely pampered. And God forbid a child bringing a bag full of cans across the campus. So
it's a lot. I
feed into the pampering, but by the same token, I don't care. It would be like helping that. I would help me help them.
Right, and especially for faculty, I mean, I'm sure your time is limited. Imagine having to sort through, I'm sure you've done it, every donation to make sure that it's not expired and making sure it's
boxes and boxes.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, believe me, I know. And I love showing up at these events and making sure that it ran smoothly. So I get it. It's a lot of work involved. But however it helps your charity and the kids have fun with it, that's the important thing. They know it's making a difference.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to walk into my research, so I have to log off.
Okay. And thanks to Loyola Academy as well and Bill Muller. Michelle, you've been awesome. The recording will continue this communications. Grateful for your time and talents this afternoon. We'll stop the recording now, and then you and I can continue for a couple minutes offline, okay?
Thank you. Bye-bye.